every time we see that they're playing around with us, we go back to Tahrir. And right when we go back to Tahrir, certain laws change, certain change happens, something big happens that changes the negatives again. So as long as we keep on pressing and putting the pressure on the system will work in our favor, not in anybody else's favor. And the military is only there for 1 year. As soon as the new president is on, they're not going to be in charge anymore. There's no. We just gotta make sure, we gotta pressure them until the elections are over. To make sure that our elections come out as we want them to happen.
What was the impact, or what was so important about you mentioned the demonstration that happened a couple weeks ago again in Tahrir, and I've heard a couple people say that both the April 8th demonstration and then the one recently at the end of May, I think it was kind of showing, as you said, that folks are still out, folks are just not just okay with Mubarak being gone or arrested, but that there's a lot more to be done. What do you think the significance was in terms of the turnout at Tahrir last a few weeks ago?
Well, they did before that. Before we did the mini-man march, they did excuse Mubarak's wife for 20 million pounds. Which is nothing. What are we going to do with 20 million pounds after all the money they stole? Build us a mall? You know? 20 million is change. That's her pocket money.
Chump change, right.
Yeah, for her. Compared to the billions of money that they owe us. So when we did this, they decided that Mubarak is going to not get excused. He's no way going to get excused for anything. He will go to court, criminal court at that, not just normal court. He will go to criminal court for also killing some of the demonstrators. And they made him pay a fine of him and the other the Ministry of Interior are paying to a collective of 540 million pounds or dollars. I'm not sure. Reparations for cutting off the internet and the cell phone connections during the demonstrations. And also one of the main, the Yusuf Boutros Ghali person, who was one of the main corruptors in Egypt, he's getting 30 years in jail.
Boutros Ghali is?
No, Boutros. Yusuf Boutros Ghali.
Okay.
He was one of the people who destroyed the economy in Egypt totally.
In lockstep with Mubarak.
Yes. He's getting 30 years. So changes are being forced. Let's put it that way. We're not going to bend over or bow down. Tahrir is not far away. We can go every Friday until things happen for our favor. And there was a demonstration a couple of days ago for Khaled Said, the person who died. And it was performed in front of the Ministry of Interior, which is behind the killing of a lot of people, civilians in Egypt before the revolution from torture. And they've graffitied the picture of Khaled Said on their wall.
Khaled Said, again, is the young man who was killed by police about a year ago.
Brutality for no reason. He was just being interrogated for nothing. Where's your ID? They beat him to death before they even took him to the police station. And his face, if you see the picture, Google Khaled Said's picture, is destroyed. His face was destroyed. And we sprayed his picture on the wall with graffiti. And right when we did that, that's funny, the eagle that represents the Ministry of Interior fell on its own. It just fell. Nobody touched it. It just fell out of the blue. And during the Friday where we went to Tahrir, it was very hot. There was a heat wave that went on for a week. Right when the demonstrations got heated, it rained. So we know forces of nature and God are on our side. So we know we're doing the right thing, and we're going to keep on going for our rights.
In terms of folks in the U.S., in terms of how those of us who are sympathetic to y'all, what words of advice could you offer us in terms of how we can best act in solidarity with y'all from within the U.S.? From
within the U.S. Keep on supporting us. Keep on fighting your media that tries to distort our image, because they spent a lot of money stereotyping Islam and Arabs.
That's right.
And they're very mad that all of this was destroyed during the airing of the revolution. They saw people fighting for their rights civilized way. They saw people clean after themselves after the revolution. They saw women and men demonstrate together in equality for their own rights. And that's when Beyonce came out, who just came to Egypt a couple of months ago. I'm going to mention her name again.
Do it.
Because she went out and said that Egyptian women have no pride and they're oppressed, and she hasn't seen any women after 8 o'clock and p.m. Like, where has she been in Egypt?
Right. I've spent a week here and I've seen plenty out at 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning, 2 a.m. Women were sleeping over in Tahrir. In camps, in tents. So what is she talking about? they were fighting for their rights. They were not fighting for their right to be objectified, like her video shows, the demonstration with bikinis and stuff. Is that what people are supposed to do to be free? Get naked? Tap dance for the media? Here, look at this. I'm a woman. Now give me some respect. Is this going to give you respect? I'll give you another quote that I told Shadi, but not on her video. If you see any ancient scripture anywhere on earth, Inca, Pharaoh, Mesopotamia, anywhere, Africa, and you see a naked woman, and you see a very well-dressed woman, which one is royalty and which one was the harem slave? It doesn't need a genius to guess that one. That shows where the respect is. If you want to talk about respect, we support you, but do it the right way. And don't lie about us, because it's been a lot of lies about us, and we're not going to take it no more. We have a voice now. And we're not going to let the media distort our image anymore. And for Americans, please research everything that comes to you about Islam or about Middle East. Research it yourself. Don't take any word for a true fact, for an undoubted fact. Because the quotes that you're given from the Quran are not true. They're half a quote. If you read the whole quote, you'll find out that jihad and all this kind of stuff is self-defense. When they come to my land to take my home from me, I have to fight. But you are given, I have to fight. Only. You need to research on your own. If people are attacking the Quran so much, there must be something really scary in that book that's scaring the bad people for the fact that they want to attack it so hard. So find out what that thing is. It might be the truth. Who knows? Who knows? And no, Muslims are not against Jews, they're not against Christians, they're not against Buddhism. There is a quote out of the Quran that says, "Lakum dinukum waliya dini." You have your religion and I have mine. Which means that the Quran preaches coexistence. It preaches coexistence. For all y'all Muslims out there that don't know either, it preaches coexistence. We are not asked, we are ordered to look after the Christians and the Jews that live amongst us as Muslims. So don't let no idiot with a beard who is not God tell you what you should be researching on your own. The book of God is there. You don't need a sheikh to tell you what to believe in. You don't need an intermediate between yourself and God. You don't need CNN. You don't need a sheikh. You don't need a priest. You don't need a rabbi. The books are all there and God is out there. He can see you anytime.
No doubt.
Yep.
Word.